Thank you. I don't know if I need a microphone. I can get pretty loud because I'm used to being in an auditorium with 1,000 kids without a microphone. So if I'm too loud, maybe I don't need it. I'm going to be reading from, the last time I was here I had a bunch of books. This time I got 3 more that came out this year. This is called Searching for What Is Not There. And it's a bunch of ecology poems. And in a way they do have a journey in them. So I hope you can hear the journey in these poems. This is called Letting Go. The wildness is everywhere. Old branches break off in soft winds like loose teeth. Rocks break free of the ground where they've been. Longer than memory, rivers are changing the ground around them. This calling is passionate, shaking foundations. We have been waiting for this calling our whole lives. What are we waiting for? A second calling? There might be another moment this deep, this impulsive. A following of this calling is a kind of necessary madness. This calling is from a distant place. Do you want to listen? I do not speak of these things lightly, for they are directionless oars lifting out of still waters. Let the stream carry you away. Tranquil clouds hover over as heartbeats across the sky. How can this continue, you may wonder. Put the oars in your boat and see where you go. Lasting. A final dark spotted leaf is folding its mystery in purple, still attached to branch, trying to shake it loose into a crumbling, falling colors, brittle in air. It did not want to let go, dying and resurrecting into its next stage. Dirt was under some leaves, loving the fall. The leaf clung to what it knew. It did not want to go into that unknown. Soon it would have no choice. It would be gone. I, too, would be gone. My staying is not possible. My returning to the soil is welcomed and welcoming. My heart is straight with the universe. For some, it is the end. For me, what a beginning. In the excellence of seasons and weather, we cannot change inevitability. We can only embrace it. I tend to write 20 or 30 poems at a single time. They usually are thematically connected. This is a bunch of poems about William Blake. It's called William Blake, not Blessed Angel, but Restless Man. And again, I hope you can hear the journey in these. It's called Outward Creation. Once, when I went outside of myself and created myself, I was welcomed. When I spoke simply, I was understood. When I opened my eyes, angels were everywhere. Exclaiming so loudly, sparrows filled the winds. In the nothingness after, there was a cleansing. My tears were wiped by hair. I heard the universe welcoming me. It came from everywhere and nowhere. I was translucent. I was air. I was the music, the silence, and merged light. And I know I'm on a time restriction, so I've got a lot of short poems. It will not be long now. I have exhausted this body. It's taken more grief than I needed. It is time to pull myself out of myself, like peeling apples to get at the core. What will I find inside? It's like clearing brush or weeding an untended garden. There's so much work to do and so little time to do this tender work. I do not know where to begin. I waited so long, too long in fact, and now I'm just beginning to separate the wheat from the shaft. Is it too late? I wonder. But I must begin somewhere, so I begin here, removing what is easiest to get to the thickest of obstacles I, myself, created. And this book is called Before Anything There Was Mystery. I wrote a lot of poems about astrology and astronomy. I do horoscopes from the Celtic and from the Egyptian mythologies in this book. And I have a long poem about the magpie celebration in China, which is where the cover comes from. I do paper cutouts. It's called A Chinese Love Story Written in the Stars. The Bridge of Magpies is the first part. What separates us can bridge us, if only temporarily, even if it's only one special night each year. Because distance is a fluttering of magpies in an empty field. Because love is the oldest story. Even the stars remember love. They fill with such light of feelings. They must shout it loudly and internally. Because bridges of milk are never safe. Risk is what makes us try harder to eat to each other. Because what separates us, it should break apart like summer rain into rice. But there is a bridge between us, vast as the stars. The magpies have forgotten their songs. Things become sour milk. Summer is eternally loveless. Our hands never find each other, darkening. The latches of our hearts struck open. In this story, this based on the Weaver Girl, which is Vega, and the Cowherd, which is Altar, which are two very opposite stars. She was the wild in a way of impulse and boredom, leaving the sky to search for amusement among the earth. The unknown made her escape what she knew. It was the sound of magpies. She fell in love with his hands, how they calmed the universe, and how they were soft as water and just as impetuous. How his eyes shifted like wind across her face. How she felt the sun inside her. They married. Like blossoms bring cherries, like bridges bring connections, like weaving cross and blended, like cows follow what they know. But the goddess did not approve of this happiness and ordered her daughter to ascend. Her daughter was expected to weave clouds, but while she was on earth, she neglected her task. When you concentrate too much on one thing, sometimes you forget all the other important things. On earth, an ox offered his hide to the sad husband, so the man could follow her into the sky. Such is the way of belief. The goddess found out and turned her hairpin into a river. Such is the way of distance. The wife weaves sadness into the clouds, and this is why it rains. On the other side of the sky are her husband and her 2 children. Do not discount love, which is always a bridge of magpies. No angry parent can keep 2 lovers truly apart. 3, the actual magpie celebration. A girl can always pray for wisdom, but the heart is forever foolish. A girl can burn paper as an offering, but the heart always offers itself. A girl can always recite traditional prayers, but her heart always ends up wanting what she cannot have. A girl can always learn the dexterity of needlework, but the heart always gets tied into knots. Once a girl foolishly wishes for a good and loving husband, everything becomes entangled and falls apart into distances. Once a girl demonstrates threading needles, they prick her parent's heart. Once she treads under low light, like from under the ember of a heart, or from under a half moon, the skies widen. Once a festin is raised in the garden, fill it with fruit, blue flowers, tea, some face powder is thrown onto a roof, and the rest is shared with the other girls, like a secret. They say, if you stand near the grapevines on this summer night, you can hear the star lovers talking. They say, build a bridge. Oh, happy is a bridge of magpies, faithful, shattering love like rivers. How the magpie always announces the arrival of a friend. Okay. I don't know how much time I've got. Is that it? Okay. I don't want to...
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes, okay. This is the title poem from this book. It's called Searching for What Is Not There. Looking into a lake, things are elsewhere, off-center as love when it first enters and leaves. There's a shimmer of a fish, not where the line drops, but in an angle, frustrating as rejection. Our boat sinks and rises, heaving on the leg's chest. It takes everything in and gives it back, reflecting on that moment, sighing in insightful, serious tones. I find a stone smoothed by its passing. I am reassured everything is constant and moving. Everything is replaced. Everything is a message for interpretation. I dip my hands into the water, break the sheen of the surface into translucent skin. It is strange, isn't it, how things find each other? The alabaster water finds the land. There is listening among the cactiles. A raven studies intently its own reflection of dark blue feathers. You edge at the water, waiting for it to move. Something in me ripples when you call my name. Things are not what they seemed at first. Reflection and new light make things what they are. When you reach into water, the thing you try to get at is elsewhere. Who am I to judge what is clear or not? What is now is different. When I look again, you are still there, dissipated into rain. Hesitant as a migration, searching for something better. It is the stain that seems strange and right. A journey begins as the sun takes off. Bunches of feathers remaining in a nest of branches. Fish strike out at small things, making ripples, moving towards us. Everything moves closer. Canoes paddle into shore in wavering heat. Gulls circle and lift like hearts. What was not there before is there now. Thank you.